Welcome back to PHAMCAST in this special episode with Scott Hutchings of Global Coin Solution, our cherished FAM partner in charity. Since the beginning, foreign currency fundraising is not something everybody is really aware of. It has massive potential, untapped potential. But the potential you've seen already to date in the last 10 years. So last year during Preventative Health Month on February 10th was your 10th anniversary. Again, I was at that event. Congratulations. What an honor to be there and celebrate with you. You had government officials there, you had family there, organizations there with you that you have made an impact on, Scott, and FAM is one of those organizations that wants to thank you for what you're doing. So we love to share stories at this table at FAMCAST. So I know you have tons of stories about how Global Coins is supporting different charities in unique ways with this foreign currency fundraising idea. Let's talk about things like currency for kids, currency for food, and what we've done with FAM. Let's really dive into that.
Yeah, if we look at currency for kids, for example, I would say that's probably our largest program that we've initiated. So there's 13 now, I think, children's aid foundations behind Currency for Kids, spanning from Ottawa through to Windsor, down to into Niagara, and up through York region. And they're all engaged in the community in different ways, their own communities. So first thing I want to say is all the money that's collected in Ottawa, for example, stays in Ottawa.
Love that.
So that's a very key distinction about Currency for Kids. The concept is just simply getting all of these different children's aid foundations together and promoting the idea of being able to donate any currency. Mm-hmm. So with Currency for Kids, it has grown in a lot of different ways. So we just had a meeting with the different foundations. We are now up to in excess of $62,000 collected for Currency for Kids, one coin and one note at a time. They have been able to create partnerships in the communities. We have one large corporate partner that has 19 locations across Ontario, Continental Currency Exchange.
Amazing.
They're fantastic. One of the really interesting things about what we do is that, as we've said, this money can't be exchanged.
Right.
So what can you do with it? So somebody walks into a Continental Currency Exchange, they've been to Mexico, they want to exchange their Mexican peso notes back into Canadian money, but they've also got leftover coin.
Right.
Currency exchanges don't exchange coin. Now they can donate it.
Amazing.
Which is fantastic. Currency exchanges, as good as currency exchanges are, they also don't exchange every currency that there is. And of the currencies that they do exchange, they don't exchange every denomination of the banknotes. Now we give their clients something they can do.
Amazing.
And one of the things we were hearing from Continental was customers would come in and be quite upset that they couldn't exchange everything.
Right.
And they'd walk away frustrated. And some of the stories we heard, people were literally throwing their coins at the windows.
Which isn't good for their brand either, right? People are even frustrated. That's not the experience they want. Now you've created a solution,
right,
and put it to work.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And
one of the very positive things that we hear constantly is people are walking into a Continental Currency Exchange simply for the purpose of making a donation, bringing a bag or a box of coins with them or notes here. They don't in some cases they don't even know who they are. They just know they found them through our website or through the Currency for Kids partners. They found where they can go to drop the stuff off, and they do. They walk in and they drop it off.
And that's changing the lives of all those children.
Yes.
That Children's Aid is supporting and servicing.
Absolutely.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Now, we both know, when we talked in the first segment about the impact on food insecurity, and And this, to me, this is a no-brainer in any community, and this is why FAM is so, food is medicine, and eating is non-negotiable, and we need to make sure that everybody can be doing that. And there's lots of smaller food banks that are struggling. Do you have any stories around, sure there's some of the bigger ones, but other stories around, that sort of food insecurity and how Global Coin Solutions and our FAM movement can help mobilize and get these smaller communities, these rural communities, these places that maybe people aren't getting the support that they normally do, but they're suffering just like the bigger centers?
Absolutely. So at the end of last year, we had Global News come into our office.
Yes.
And we did I think it was a 2-minute and 13-second segment, which dropped, which I was really surprised about and kind of shocked. Dropped on New Year's Eve.
I remember.
And I started receiving calls and emails the next day,
right.
New Year's Day.
Yes.
And one of I don't recall if it was a phone call or an email, came in from a woman who lives in Collingwood. And her question was, why can't we do this in Collingwood to support our food banks?
And you said, why can't you? Of course you can. Of course you can.
Yeah, and so that actually spawned Currency for Food.
Love it.
And so what we're doing with Currency for Food is we're actually segmenting it. So in Collingwood and the surrounding area, we have coined Currency for Food Georgian Triangle.
Nice.
And it's being headed up by a resident in Collingwood who is literally going door to door looking for businesses to collect on behalf of the food banks that have signed up, of which we got our 4th food bank yesterday signed up.
Amazing.
So we now have 4 food banks in the Georgian Triangle area that are part of this initiative. Mm-hmm. We have 2 travel agencies. We've got Expedia Cruise Ship Centers, and right down the street, Marlin Travel.
Amazing.
They compete with each other, but
They're
they
working
collaborate
together.
with each other
Yes.
to support this initiative.
Yes.
And so it's growing. We've got other food banks that we're in talks with to try and bring them in. She's again going to different organizations. She's talking to the ski clubs.
Yes.
In Collingwood, and we do have a private ski club that is on board. And come December, when they open their doors to their members again, they're going to be promoting the fact that they are actually collecting.
And this is what makes this so incredible and simple, is that exactly that. You literally just through communication and promotion of it through an email blast or through your social media channels or through your newsletters, whatever the way you market in your business, you can say you can help us help others by simply when you come to the ski club, maybe you skied over Christmas in the Alps, but now you're back in Collingwood, bring that foreign currency that you don't have any use for and bring it to the ski club, and we're going to convert that and it's going to go back into your community. It's so simple, and we've talked about this a lot, both of us entrepreneurs and owning businesses, and as the founder of FAM, one of the things I always love to elevate everybody that's doing everything, so the everyday person and the business owner. What's neat about this model that you're talking about, different businesses in a downtown having it, 2 travel agencies, Expedia and Marlin. What's neat about that brings people into your business that may have not walked into.
Absolutely.
Is that happening? It has to be.
It is, without any question.
Yeah,
Without
and then
any
what
question.
happens? They say, oh, wait a minute, oh, now who are you? Oh, you're the owner of Marlin Travel. Oh, you're the owner of ABC Business. Oh, this is really cool what you're doing. Now all of a sudden, that's business development and networking and marketing all in one.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
remarkable. It brings people into businesses.
Well, and the fact is that whether it's Currency for Kids, it's Currency for Food, it's any charity that wants to collect. One of the things that we promote constantly is you need to have places that people can go to make it convenient
Totally.
to drop off. And we're not forgetting that the businesses are supporting the charity.
Right.
So as an example, we've got, on our website, we've got a separate page dedicated to Currency for Kids. And on that page, there's a Google map, and every drop-off location in Ontario that you can go to is on this map.
Amazing.
We have another map on our charity partners page that has every touch point that we have in the world that we're connected to, where people can go to drop off, not just across Canada.
Yep.
And I'll unfortunately, our map, if you look at Canada, is very Ontario-centric.
We want to change that.
We want to absolutely, we want to change that.
And we want to change that with the preventative health movement too. It starts, and we're making inroads. So, you know, across Canada, we need people to be reaching out when you see this show and wanting to be part of the preventative health movement and wanting to be support our FAM charitable partner so that we can give back in your community. This is just incredible what can happen.
Well, and you know, we've only touched on the local drop-off.
Yes.
Portion of what does happen. So one of the things that does happen with us is we get phone calls, we get emails all the time. We had one from Saskatoon the other day, somebody else in Calgary, somebody else in Vancouver. We get emails and calls all the time. Where can I go?
Right.
And unfortunately, the response for those out west right now is you can't, because we don't have the charity partners in place. But you can mail it in.
Amazing.
And people do. So, you know, one of the things that we found with Currency for Kids, one of our partners there had a very strong social media presence when it came to Currency for Kids. They had a very strong web presence, and they expanded that into, and I'm not plugging it specifically here, but they ran Google Ads and they used the Google Ad grant.
Yes.
So Google provides a $10,000 a month ad grant to any registered charity or not-for-profit
Yep.
in Canada.
Incredible.
Period. If you are registered, you qualify
Immediately.
There's no other requirements. And so you can run Google Ads. And so what was happening with that foundation was they were getting donations mailed in from across Canada. So we're talking about here a local charity making an impact across the country where people are looking for a solution to do something to do with their foreign currency other than throw it away, because that's the only other alternative, because nobody will take it.
Yeah.
So
You solved a problem.
they're looking for the solution, and the
Yes.
solution comes up when they Google it, mail it in. And they were doing that. But it went beyond that. So one of the things that I never, ever, ever envisioned was having people mail Canadian money back from outside of Canada.
Oh.
And so we have actual examples of where Americans have sent back Canadian money, because of course
It's not good there.
they don't accept our money.
Nope.
We take theirs. But they had somebody mail in a donation from Hong Kong with a letter that said we were in Canada 20 odd years ago. We have all this Canadian currency, and it was our old paper notes.
Right.
So you can't go into a currency exchange in Hong Kong and exchange paper notes, because that's not the current currency. It's just the way the currency exchange world works. And they also had Canadian coin. So they put this all together in an envelope and mailed it back, hundreds of dollars of Canadian money. They mailed it back in.
That's incredible.
I never, ever thought that would happen.
You know what? I love that you're sharing this story, because I do know the heart and soul of people, and they want to do good and give back. And sometimes we don't know how or have the means, or, you know, there's lots of obstacles or barriers there. But when you share stories like this, and you give an opportunity and an easy way to solve a solution, when they know what they do, it's going to result in a ripple effect to impact someone else. It fuels our hearts, and it makes an impact, and it makes us feel good. So that's exactly I think, why people do that. So it's not what you envision, but that's what I love, the fallout of things that happen. And we're seeing that in FAM. We wanted to educate Canadians on stocking their toolbox, but now healthcare professionals are learning and growing from one another. That was kind of an offshoot that I didn't expect, but a really important one, and this is the same. This is so inspiring and so interesting. We're going to talk more in the next segment and dig deeper into what's happening, what's coming up in FAM 2026. As I mentioned, February 10th is Preventive Health Awareness Month. February 10th is Giving Back is Good for Your Health Day. And we're going to talk about how you can get into action. This is going to be really about you and how you are going to help us raise more money for more charities, raise awareness for preventative health, and change the legacy of healthcare and the health of our communities 1 cent at a time. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.